Hey guys, it's Ashley. So I haven't had a chance to record a video in almost 3 weeks, and I'm really sorry for that. Just had a lot going on with work, and I joined a personal trainer, so I've been really busy. But I wanted to give you guys a look before I went away for the Labor Day weekend, so you wouldn't have to wait a whole month for another video. So this is it. This is what I'm calling a very simple fall look. It's very fall inspired. So if you guys want to see how to do this, keep watching. Okay, so to get started, we're going to prime our eyelid like we usually do. Of course, I used Too Faced Shadow Insurance, but use whatever you have. Urban Decay Primer Potion, this is fine. I've already prepped my lid, so what we're going to do first is just take a regular eyeshadow brush, just like this one. This is my Studio Line brush from Eyes, Lips, Face. We're going to be using both sides of the brush today, and I'm also going to be using the MAC Fix Plus. I've used this a little bit in the past before. This is really great to use if you have a really light, shimmery shadow that you really want to make sure stays on all day. So I'm going to take the brush and we're going to spritz a little bit of Fix Plus on that. And just remember which side. We're going to be using this brush for 2 different colors, so just remember which side you're using at which time. So for the lid color, I'm going to put down a really light, so sheer, shimmery peach color. It's one that I pressed myself. It's this kind of shade here. So the first thing we're going to do is put that down. So just load up your brush with that, and it's got the Fix Plus on there, so it's going to go on wet, which is what we want. I'm going to get in really close here so you guys can see. And what you're going to do is just going to pat that on the lid, focusing on that inner area, but you're going to put on the whole lid. It's not going to be very noticeable because it is a very light peach color. It's going to blend in with my skin tone very well. So I'm getting a little bit more of that, and we're going to apply again. It'll show up better off camera, but just want to make sure you pat that on. Alright, so then what we're going to do is put down this really great orange shade there on the outside, and for that I'm going to be using my Coastal Scents 78 palette. This is my favorite. We're going to be getting this color here. It's a very bright orange, and this is a pigment, so you want to get just a little tiny bit anytime you use pigment. Just get a little bit on your brush. Looks like a lot, but it's really not. And then what you're going to do is just pat this on the outer half of your eyelid. It's going to be super concentrated, but don't really worry, we're going to blend that in. So just pat that on. And just focus on the outer half to third, depending on the size of your eye. Okay, now what you're going to want to do to blend this is take the side of the brush that you used for the peach and just go over in the middle, just lightly down the middle, and it'll pretty much blend in itself. So you can tell that's nice and blended. Now just put on as much or as little as you're comfortable with to get the shade, your desired shade. I kind of like to really see that orange. So I'm going to add just a little bit more, and I'm really only going to focus it really close to my lash line and just kind of out here. When I go in for the second layer, I always make sure that I try to keep it to the outside of the eye. And then again, flip the brush and just make sure you're blending very nicely together. So now you can see there's a very nice light fade from one color to the other. Okay, the next what we're going to do is we're going to take a blending brush, a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk, the one that I always use. Pretty much always use the same tools, but it works for me. I don't need 100 brushes that cost $100 a piece to make some of these looks, so neither will you. Alright, we're going to get just a very neutral brown. This one here is the one that I like to use for a neutral brown shade. I'm just going to load up the tip of that fluffy blending brush, shake off your excess, and you're just going to go into your crease on the brow bone, just lightly. This is a really simple, very subtle fall look, and even though we're going to be using orange, it's still meant to be very subtle. And this brown will definitely help accentuate that orange, as will that peach on the inside. So just do your windshield wiper motions, just blending that in very softly. Then we're just going to blend over that with a highlight. So I'm going to take another another blending brush. It's a little bit shorter, so it's not the fluffy kind. Take a skin tone color, like that one there. Just going to load up the tip of that brush. And all I'm going to do is really just go right over that brown, right over the edge of the brown, up to the eyebrow. Edge of the brown, up to the eyebrow. With the windshield wiper motions. Those windshield wiper back and forth helps to soften all your edges. So now that the shadow, if I kind of tip my head up, you can see the shadow's gone. When I'm sideways, the wall casts the light in that shadow, so it looks darker than it is. But it's not. It's just very nicely blended. So we've got that done. Alright, next we are going to do our liner. Now you guys know that I pretty much only ever wear black liner, but for this look I decided to go with something a little bit different. I'm going to use this Sephora Copper Liner. You can see it's the Sephora brand. This is the color Copper. I'm just going to line the upper lash line. Just gently pull, not too tough. It's not as easy to see the copper on the orange, but it really pops on that peach color. Okay, so we've got that done. Then what you're going to do is use the same shade, the copper color, and we're going to just gently pull that along the lower lash line and the waterline as well. I'm not using any black in this tutorial, which is very rare for me. Just gently pull out your eye. Okay, so we've got that on the waterline and the lower lash line there. Alright, then next all we have to do is curl our lashes, apply our mascara. So for this look, I decided, because you guys know I like to switch up my mascara, I decided for this one I was going to go with a lengthening mascara as opposed to a plumping or volumizing mascara, because I really like being able to see the color. Sometimes when you wear a plumper or a volumizing mascara, all you can really see are the black lashes and you can't really see anything behind it. So I think for this one I'm going to go with the Stila Lash Visor, which has like the world's longest brush. It's crazy. And then just go with a coat, maybe a coat or two, just on the lashes. So the only black is going to be on the lashes. Okay, and then just tap on your bottom. And that'll help also. Sometimes when you put copper down there, kind of gives you that pink eye look like you're kind of sick. But adding a little bit of black to those lashes will really help you not look so sick. Alright, so now that we have that done, I thought it'd be fun. I mean, you can stop there if you like, but I also thought it'd be really fun to add a nice thin line of gold glitter as I've done on this one. I just think it makes it look a little bit more edgy, a little more punchy. So I'm going to use my Eyes, Lips, Face liquid liner. This is also the color Copper. The brush is very, very stiff, which is good. I'm going to tell you, sometimes when you use a brush that's very flexible for liquid liner, especially if you're putting it on top of liner, it's just going to wipe it off. It's just going to rub it right off, and it's going to do the same thing with your eyeshadows. So this brush is very, very stiff, doesn't really give at all, and that's really good for what we want to do here, because all we want to do is just push the glitter on so that it just adheres. We don't want to drag it. So that's what you're going to do. Just get in really close so you guys can see. You're just going to touch it to the liner. That's it. Super easy. I don't recommend putting glitter on your lower lash line because it can get into your eye, whereas up here you got your lashes to kind of stop it. And then you just really want to make sure that that dries. So don't really open your eyes very wide. You can fan. Make sure that dries, because the second you open your eye, it's going to go right up there. So make sure it's dry. Fan it if you need to. But once it is dry, it's a really great effect. I really, really like this. You can wear it without the glitter for the daytime going to work. You can throw the glitter on for a little evening, you know, going to a party or going dancing or whatever. So it's very versatile glitter eyeliner. So that's it. That is the finished look, start to finish. And don't be scared, guys, to use this orange or any reds or any bright colors that you have. Just know to put them on very lightly if they're pigments, especially if they're pigments. Put them on very, very lightly and blend, and that's it. So I hope you guys really like this tutorial. I had a lot of fun kind of coming up with it. It's very traditional, you know, fall colors, and I'm going to do another one for you guys that's going to have more traditional fall colors, but I want to incorporate the greens with the reds and the browns. So I'm going to do another one for you, but for now, this is the very simple, easy, wear it anytime fall look. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any comments, please feel free. I love getting comments from you guys. Subscribe, rate if you love me. Alright, thanks guys.